Wow, 2020. It's been a scary one.
It's been very scary indeed, hasn't it?
So terrifying.
But, you know, seeing as we're not allowed to go trick-or-treating or go to cool fancy dress parties this year, we've decided to put together a video that consists of 5 wonderfully scary Halloween recipes.
These recipes will satisfy you and your whole household. Our menu consists of...
Oh, drum roll! A Halloween Wellington, the perfect centerpiece for any roast dinner.
A spooky mummy toffee apple pie. Absolutely delicious and with scary little eyes peeking out from bandages.
A quite ridiculous, but actually quite cool, mushroom rib cage. Oh my goodness.
A super speedy lasagna that was cooked inside a giant pumpkin.
And last but not least, our pumpkin stew and eyeball dumplings. Those eyeball dumplings are super scary.
Amazing times, so much good stuff. Let's get into the videos. But before we do, if you haven't subscribed, please do and hit that little notification bell, because we make videos like this almost every single day.
Hello and welcome to Bosh TV. Today's recipe is a really good one. Why? Because we're making a Wellington. Now, we love Wellingtons at Easter, we love Wellingtons at Christmas. We also like Wellingtons every other Sunday with a Sunday roast. So, you know, Halloween is upon us. So we decided it was a good idea to mark Halloween and make a Wellington especially for it. Truly delicious. Let's get into the recipe. So we're starting off by making the filling. It's packed full of vegetables, so it's super duper healthy. Now this Wellington has got a completely different flavour profile, a completely different filling to what you're used to seeing before, and it's obviously got a really cool decoration. Obviously we've got some pumpkin in there, as they're in season right now, and it's a really great Halloween ingredient. For flavour, we've got a whole host of herbs, some red wine, which you could substitute with something else like balsamic vinegar, and we've got some dried porcini mushrooms. Now we're going to soak the porcini mushrooms and we're going to get that water, because that water is going to be full of wonderful umami flavour, and that's exactly what we need inside this Wellington. Finally, for the filling, we're adding some green lentils, which is going to be really good for you, providing lots and lots of protein and, what's more, extremely cheap. Now you can decorate your Wellington however you see fit, but what we're going to use is little bats, because, you know, it's Halloween. Now the filling's done, it's time to assemble our Wellington. Today we're going to be using 2 sheets of puff pastry, but you could quite easily use a short crust pastry, just make sure it's vegan. Scoop your filling into the centre, cover with the other sheet and press down. Use a fork to crimp the edges. Now we're using plant-based milk to brush the top of the Wellington to protect it from the heat and also inspire that pastry to turn into a wonderful golden brown colour. So that's our Wellington done. We're going to pop it into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for around about 40 to 45 minutes until it is beautifully golden and crispy. Now it's time to serve our Wellington. Look at how good that looks. Now, when you cut your Wellington, make sure you use a bread knife because it's the easiest way to cut it with a nice, even cut. Now, we're going to serve ours with all the trimmings because this is a roast dinner and we don't want to scrimp on anything. So there you have it, a Halloween Wellington. It looks amazing, it tastes amazing, and it's a great way to get the whole family around the dinner table to mark Halloween, since we can't go out and do trick-or-treating as usual. Now, if you like the video, let us know in the comments below. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there's loads more wonderful recipes just like this coming very, very soon. And also, if you do make it, we want to see. So take a photograph, pop it on Instagram, and we will do our best to regram it. As per usual, it's been an absolute pleasure cooking with you today, and we will see you again soon.
Today, I'm baking something spooky. This is the mummy apple pie. A delicious apple pie with cinnamon and all that lovely autumnal spice, but with evil eyes lurking out of bandages within, all topped off with a blood red sorbet. This is a terrifying and delicious dessert, perfect for a Halloween party. Now let's get baking. To start this recipe, we're going to make a toffee syrup. So to do that, get some sugar, some caster sugar into a pan on a low heat and just cook that until it browns. Be really careful because this is going to be super hot. Then add some plant-based cream into that mix and watch it start to bubble, and then a touch of vegan butter. Stir that around until it's completely melted away. A touch of sea salt and our toffee applesauce is complete. Next up, melt some butter in a big pan and then add some apples that have been sliced into bite-sized chunks. A load of brown sugar and some vanilla paste will add sweetness and gorgeous vanilla-y flavour. And of course, it's autumn, so let's pop a cinnamon stick on there as well. A squeeze of lemon will help all of that to break down and sweeten it all even further, and then stir it all together and let it simmer before adding our wonderful brown, sweet, sticky toffee sauce from before. What a delicious thing that looks like. This kitchen smells incredible. Now keep that to one side. Now we're ready to make our pie. Make sure you grease the bottom of this tin and then some short crust pastry. Of course, make sure it's plant-based and keep those edges for later. Add your apples, these beautiful toffee apples in that amazing, gorgeous toffee sauce. Looking delicious, gonna taste incredible. The perfect filling for any apple pie. Make sure they're nicely pushed out to the edges. You know, you don't want any kind of weird empty bits. And then we're gonna make kind of mummy bandages with our leftover bits of pastry. Brush them over with a touch of plant-based milk and then some demerara sugar. It's gonna help it all to brown perfectly. Whack that in the oven 20 to 25 minutes at 180, maybe a little bit longer until it goes brown. The final touch, not essential, are these edible vegan eyes. Don't they look silly? Don't they look ridiculous? Don't they look terrifying? Halloweeny apple pie. And then we're gonna top it off with our evil, scary, blood red velvet sorbet. Oh my goodness, that thing is terrifying. I don't even want to look at it anymore. But trust me, it's delicious. Cinnamon flavors, apple, burnt toffee, delicious. The mummy apple pie, or as my fiance MJ called it, the eyes pie. This thing is incredible. It's got that blood red sorbet which just melts down on top of it, and it's got all those lovely Halloweeny flavors. Let's see what Ian thinks.
It smells really, really nice. There's something very good about like cooked apples in general.
Yes.
It's good.
It fills the whole house with the taste of home.
I like these little eyes, they're cool.
Yeah. So dude, just go in.
Just dig in, yeah?
Dig in.
That smells amazing.
I'm going in too.
Yeah, man. Oh, it tastes a lot like toffee apple.
Yes.
It genuinely has that really nice kind of burnt, fiery November/October kind of taste to it. This is really delicious.
There you have it. The perfect Halloween party dish. Delicious with a blood red sorbet. Find the vegan edible eyes if you can to make it look extra spooky. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe if you haven't already.
Do you know what my favourite mushroom is? This. This is a king oyster mushroom, and it is probably one of the most versatile plant-based ingredients you can get your hands on. You can shred it like chicken, you can pull it like pork, you can chop it into scallops, and you can slice it into bacon. But today, we're gonna turn these bad boys into ribs. Right, we want to chop off the caps, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to slice bits off the side to turn it into a rib. That's what we're after. Big, fat, chunky ribs. Honestly, these are going to be unbelievable. So there we have it, our 20 king oyster mushroom ribs. They are going to be delicious. We have lots of leftovers. We've got the caps, and we've also got the bits that we chopped off to make the actual ribs. We're not going to throw that away. Obviously, that would be incredibly wasteful, and we're not going to do that. So, what we need to do with these, slice them up real fine. These are the scraps that we're going to turn into a wonderful mashed potato dish. These are our ribs, and we are going to turn these into barbecue ribs that any meat eater will definitely appreciate. All you really need is a barbecue rub. There's loads of barbecue rubs out there. My personal favorite is this one, but you can use whichever one you can get your hands on. Really simple process. Olive oil into your pan. So as you can see, I'm getting my fingers pretty mucky here, but you know what? That's absolutely fine, because sometimes it's good to play with your food, especially if you get it tasting amazing. We have these wonderful king oyster mushroom ribs, and they are looking amazing. They've got so much flavor. They smell absolutely delicious. These are gonna cook beautifully and have a really nice, fantastic, crispy, caramelized sear to them. That is the next part of the process. Okay, so I've seared the mushroom ribs on each side to give it a little bit of a crust, cook it all the way through on either side so there's no raw bits. But now this is a great trick that I'm about to show you that we learned from our pal Derek Sarno. He uses a big cast iron pan to squeeze his mushrooms down, but what I'm going to use is this, a regular potato masher, to eke out some of that moisture that is definitely trapped within these wonderful king oyster mushroom ribs. And all of that moisture that's coming out is going to leave the mushroom even meatier, which is exactly what we're after, because this is supposed to be really satisfying, fantastically tasty food that has an awesome bite and wonderful mouthfeel. So there we have it, that's all of our ribs. They'd be good as they are, but we're not finished yet. Now our ribs are in the oven, it is high time that we make some mashed potato. And there we have it, barbecue mushroom mashed potato to go with our wonderful ribs. I reckon they are a game changer. So there you have it, our king oyster mushroom rib cage. Oh my goodness me, they are the meatiest plant-based food I think I've ever tried. Let's see what Abby thinks. Let's dig in.
Are you sure this is vegan?
It doesn't look it, does it? Oh my god.
Look at the state of that.
Oh my god. They are, it's such a wonderful technique. The mashed potato is really good as well, because I think sometimes mashed potato just needs a little bit more cajoling in the right direction. And I think that has been cajoled well and truly.
That is absolutely gorgeous. Spooky, sweet, a little bit spicy, and it does taste like ribs. That is absolutely incredible. And it's proper Halloweeny, mate.
Exactly. Guys, if you like this video and want to try this recipe, do let us know in the comments below. We read every one.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene.
Inside this lasagna will be some pumpkin and some vegan burger mince. It's gonna be super easy. You can make this for Halloween. Let's get into the video. Now, the most important thing when making a baking tray out of a pumpkin, which, let's be honest, that's what we're doing here, is to get a big pumpkin, something that's really giant and is gonna hold its shape. It's uniformly round and it's gonna sit up. Scoop out the seeds and put that to one side. Next, we're gonna make a super speedy ragu. Passata, sun-dried tomatoes, paprika, a load of good things going into that blender. And what we're doing here is we're layering flavor. We don't want to simmer for hours, we want to cook quickly, and we've done that in that sauce. Now our lasagna sheets are gonna break up into bite-sized chunks and parboil them, give them a little pre-cook. That'll soften them for later. Now we'll get on with our ragu. Add some olive oil from the sun-dried tomato jar if you're feeling fancy, and then a touch of soy mince or some pumpkin. If you've got some of that leftover pumpkin, then absolutely use some of that finely ground. We'll add that tomato sauce that we made before, stir that together, and we've got a speedy ragu that's taken us all of 10 minutes to put together. Of course, get some pepper and some seasoning on there. Always taste as you go, really important tip. Grilled artichokes now are gonna add a lovely pre-cooked bit of bite to this ragu. And for the next step, we're going to stir through our lasagna sheets. Remember, they were partly cooked, they're nearly ready. Just stir them through. Instead of layering here, we are folding, and then make a nice smooth topping and put that to one side. Now for our speedy bechamel. We're using plant-based creme fraiche, a touch of nutritional yeast, some plant-based parmesan, and a pinch of salt. That's it. So easy, so quick. And stir that bechamel together really, really well. It's time for us to build our lasagna. So take that lovely ragu and those broken up lasagna sheets, which are now partially cooked, and pour that into our pumpkin baking tray. That's right, we're really doing this. Now use a wooden spoon to just make sure the top is super smooth and flat. Flatten it all down, smooth it all down before adding our speedy bechamel. That's gonna go all over the top. Carefully make sure it goes right to the edges. Try not to get the red tomato from underneath on top. Grate over some dairy-free cheese and then pop that under the grill for 5 minutes with that lid off. The top is gonna blacken just a touch. The pumpkin is gonna cook just a little bit, but not so much that it disintegrates. I'm gonna use some fresh basil leaves to make a scary face, and then that is a pumpkin lasagna ready to serve. Madness. But think about that lasagna. It was super quick for you to put together. It's got that wonderful ragu with the artichokes. We've flavored it like it's been simmering for ages. It's got soy mince. It's got that speedy bechamel, all topped off with your vegan cheese. Absolutely delicious. Wow, that tastes absolutely incredible. I did it. I made a lasagna inside a pumpkin. It's our Speedy Bosh recipe for pumpkin lasagna. It's super fast. That meant the pumpkin could become the baking tray because it wasn't in the oven that long. That is absolutely delicious. Tastes rich, tastes unctuous, tastes meaty. It's got burgers running throughout it. It tastes like a real meat lasagna that took 2 hours to stew, but that only took half an hour to make and about an extra 10 minutes to make the pumpkin. Let's see what Ian thinks. Here?
Whoa.
Here it is.
Oh man, pumpkin in a lasagna is a very, very good idea.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
Lasagna in a pumpkin.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. It smells
Yes.
amazing. I love lasagna. I'm gonna go straight in.
So remember what happened here. We made a super speedy ragu. We made our meaty vegan burger mince. We made a cheese bechamel super speedy. We broke up our lasagna sheets and turned them through it. So it wasn't really layered, it was stirred. And then we baked it all off inside a pumpkin.
It's bonkers.
It's mad, right?
But it works so well, honestly. It's like the flavors are all there, the textures are all there, just like the comedic value of it is all there. It's amazing, it's fantastic.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Is that absolutely ridiculous or is it genius? And we will see you on the next one, guys.
See you later, guys. Hello and welcome to Bosh TV. Today's recipe is kind of ghoulish and delicious in equal measure. What we got on the menu? Well, it's a pumpkin stew with eyeball dumplings. Let's get into the recipe. First up, we're gonna make some dumplings. You'll need flour, baking powder, and sea salt. Give that a quick mix together, and then sun-dried tomatoes, which you've finely sliced, and then a bit of sun-dried tomato oil from the same jar, some plant-based milk, any of your choice. Mix that all together, and what you'll be left with is a really nice fluffy dough. Now roll that dough into 1-inch balls, and once you've done that, Push either some black olives or some capers into the top, and they are the pupils of the eyeballs. Then we're gonna make the stew. Olive oil and red onion. A little bit of salt to draw out the moisture from the red onion, and let that kind of simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes. Look how nice that looks. And then some garlic. Get about 4 cloves that have been grated with a microplane. That is gonna smell delicious. Once you've let that simmer down for a bit, get some leek in there. What a wonderful vegetable leek is. Then some carrots that have been, cut really, really small. And then some ground coriander, some smoked paprika, some ground cumin, and all of that together will form a really nice earthy flavor base. Red pepper for crunch, and also red pepper for just general flavor. Amazing. Then we've got some pumpkin. Now, you're gonna use about 500 grams of pumpkin. Cut it up nice and small because that way it will cook a little bit quicker. Now, this is quite a slow cook, so take your time. We've got some plum tomatoes there and some vegetable stock, and all of that stuff together is gonna form a really nice flavor, but also cook down those really tough pumpkins. After about 20 minutes, it'll be simmered down perfectly. And then you're gonna add some baby spinach in there because obviously it's gonna add a bit of color, it's gonna have loads of iron, it's gonna give us something that just isn't there already. Look at how nice that looks. You know damn well that that's gonna be tasty. Now whack those wonderful eyeball dumplings on top of the stew and then pop the lid on. Let that simmer for about 10 minutes and watch what happens. They just fluff up beautifully and they're completely fluffy inside, and they've got this wonderful mouthfeel and fantastic texture, and they complement the stew absolutely perfectly. This is a very delicious, if not kind of scary meal that's perfect for Halloween, and it's also perfect for any time of the cold part of the year. So there you have it, pumpkin stew with eyeball dumplings. What do you reckon, man?
I mean, it's absolute madness. I'm not even quite sure what I'm looking at, but it smells really good in here, so that's a good start.
Pumpkin is such a healthy vegetable. It's a shame that we only get to eat it at this time of year.
Yeah, and I love the way you've got the greens in there. Always got to get those greens in.
Well, this is a wonderful dish. We're going to enjoy eating this. Let us know what you think about the video in the comments below.
Do subscribe if you haven't already.
And happy Halloween.